All right, today we're going to talk about 3 things I wish I knew when I started my lawn care and landscaping business. And really, this would work for any service industry business. So if you're starting or if you're already starting and you want to go faster, these things would have saved me so much time. And you're going to want to stay to the very last point, because it's the point that I dilly-dallied on the most, that I should have pushed into earlier. I pushed into soon, but I could have done it so much earlier, and I could have exponentially grown my company so much faster and had just way more success sooner. So number 1, the first point I want to make, getting the CRM that works and that will work for you as you grow. And that means spending the money to do it. And what do I mean by that, though? I want to make this very, very clear. I hear so often people looking at the most cost-effective CRM. It works for them, blah, da, 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 da. Well, the companies that are growing and growing aggressively, not doing 100 or 200,000 a year, trying to get to 200,000, then $500,000, then $1 million, then $2 million, then $3 million, then $10 million, they're going to phase out of anything that's free because it's not going to have the bandwidth to operate a company of that size. It's good for a start, but that's where the problem lies. So when I started out, at first, I just used paper, right? Then year 2, when I went full-time and quit my job, I used Jobber. Jobber was awesome for a small company that didn't want to grow, and I got away from Jobber and then switched to Service Autopilot. I would have had so much less pain and so much quicker growth if I switched to Service Autopilot sooner, because it allowed us to market better. It allowed us to keep track of things better. It allowed us to track our times more correctly. It allowed people to sign up online. And I mean, Jobber did a lot of the sign up online and different things, but the scheduling, like there were so many things that saved me time and allowed us to grow our company faster. And so with all of that, if I would have just invested sooner and didn't try to save money, the saving money saved me a little bit of money, allowed me to run a more legitimate and a more professional company, but it wasn't as professional as it would have been if I just would have went with a better option sooner. And in that attempt to save money, I actually spent more money. And the way I spent more money is by saving money and using a more cost-effective CRM, I wasted more time. And so if you value your time at all, if you waste time, that's worth money. So if using a less effective CRM makes me spend 3 more hours a month, 4 more hours a month, 5 more hours a month, well, I will tell you right now, if you operate a business, your time is worth at minimum $50 an hour, probably a whole lot more than that. So if you lose just a couple hours, that's $100. So whatever you spent, add $100 on top of that, maybe more, depending on how bad the spend, the lost time really was. So point number 1, best CRM that I can get that's going to allow me to scale, because I'm still even now looking at what are the next level options. And that pain, the earlier you switch to the thing that's going to work that you can use for a long run, the better, because man, when you have to switch and you have to switch all that information, it is a burden. Keep in mind though, I would still switch at the drop of a hat if I knew there was a next thing that was so much better and so perfect. But at the very beginning, it's easy to pick something that's really, really good that could get you to $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million. And you just do that at the beginning and don't waste the effort of trying to save a little bit of money. And honestly, a lot of points growing your business is, yes, you should be smart with money. You should run on a shoestring budget. But so often we take that to the extreme, and then we don't spend money on the things we really should spend money on, and then we don't grow as quickly as we should. Point number 2, you need to spend money and time aggressively on marketing your business. Now, if you don't have much money, you're going to have to spend more time. If you don't have much time and you're starting to get more money, you're going to have to spend more money. And sometimes you're going to have to spend time and money when it doesn't feel like you can. I can't tell you how many times I've spent more than I had. I put it on a card. I've spent and been scared, and I've went out on a limb and I've marketed. Now, I'm not telling you to spend your money foolishly. We had things that we knew were going to at least have a decent return and were going to at least repay us for what we had out there. But there's chances that are going to need to be taken. And in business, you get paid in comparison to the risk you take, right? I'm not saying be risky, but you make more because you're doing things that other people wouldn't do, and it comes with a lot more risk just inherently. And so marketing, you have to have people know about your business. And if you're starting out, I was always cheap. I didn't want to get the website. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to find the cheapest version. And instead of just going and getting the person that knows how to do it and doesn't waste all the time, actually, in trying to get the cheapest person, you spend way more money because The first run and the first person sucks. The second person sucks. And then eventually you go out and pay the person who actually cost a lot more but can do it right. And now you've paid everybody, and we've lost more than we would have lost if we just would have went to the professional from point one. So point two, market your business aggressively with time and money, whatever you've got, whatever you can. If you're not working, you should be out there pounding the streets, meeting people, marketing, networking, do everything to get your name out there so you can grow your company. Now, point number three, this is the most important. First business I ever started, we did this around $250,000 in sales, $250,000. We hired an admin. If I would have done that sooner, if I would have realized the importance, if I would have figured out a way, we would have grown exponentially faster. Your company, one of your differentiating factors is going to be your ability to have an amazing customer experience, customer service. Because start calling contractors. Get on the phone. See what it's like. It's fucking painful. If you can flip that on its head, you're going to be the desirable person to work with and not the undesirable person to work with. And that's going to allow you to grow your company so much faster. Let alone if you do the marketing right, you push out there and you start getting some leads coming into the funnel, you're now going to be the person who answers the phone when it rings throughout the day, not at your convenience. Think about that. You let the phone ring all day long and go to voicemail. And then at the end of the day, you answer everything, or when it's your time, you answer everything. Well, you're trying to serve people that want to buy a service from you on your time. How does that make any sense? Serve them on their time, be convenient to them, and the expense of having someone as an admin or someone in the office to help answer the phone and help you do some of these sales, because a lot of this can be done with measurements. That would flip this on its head, and now all of a sudden we are putting the client first, and we are taking care of them on their time. We're being there to offer them value, and that person will pay for themselves like that, because that will be the exponential change in your company that allows you to grow your company 1,000% faster. Look at these small companies that do 100,000, 200,000 in sales. They're running around with their heads cut off just like a maniac, because they can't do it all fast enough. And I get it. It's hard to let go of some control, put some other people and start training them. But if you ever want to have something sizable and something bigger than you, you're going to have to do this, and you're going to have to do it in all areas. You're going to have to hire people that are smarter than you to do the work. You're going to have to hire people that are better than you and smarter than you in certain financial and different areas of the business. And this is a great place to freaking start, is hire an admin, another person to help you answer the phone, so you can go out, you can go sell more, you can train your team, you can grow the company instead of focusing on just answering the phone. So those three things would have changed the way my company grew if I put them in place in the beginning, like I did in our Florida location. Our Florida location in 2 years became as big as our Illinois location took 8 to 9 years to become. And that's all because we implemented those things first.